to this ring. Give me a hell yeah.
We're bright-eyed Butcher Town back live and in living color. I'm WB Ward.
And I'm Chip Douglas.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Long time no see.
I know, it's been a while.
It has been indeed. A lot of water has flowed under the bridge. Scheduling conflicts and stuff like that. We haven't been able to actually sit down and record a live show, so it's kind of like visiting old times.
Exactly. It's like seeing an old friend.
Well, I'm not that old.
No, I meant like literally, not like figuratively.
I get you. I get you.
All right, good.
And we've had some updates in the studio.
I know.
We've updated your microphone,
Yeah.
updated my microphone, and still neither one of us sound like we know what we're talking about.
We still don't.
I got to tell you, all of the crap we give you guys is the finest crap money can buy.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that was one of our big things that we wanted when we started the show. Is we might not know what we're talking about, but man, we're gonna sound good trying.
Absolutely, and we have accomplished that.
I think so.
So, with all the things that have been going on in the WWE, I've been seeing some real roller coastering type deals going on. 1 week it'll seem like it's okay. It looks like they're finally getting their stuff together. Looks like it's going to be working. And then the next week comes along and I go, oh.
It's yeah. I mean, the build up to WrestleMania, it's lackluster. It's hit and miss.
It is.
Some of it I'm excited about. And other stuff I'm just like, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking to Planka Poplin, had me on their show for a little bit Thursday.
Cool.
And so we were talking about a little bit on their show, and just a disappointment. I mean, on Twitter, I saw someone tweet that, why are everyone disappointed? We only had a year to plan this.
Yeah. Gee, what do you want from us?
What do you want from us? We had a year to plan it. But still, it just every week seems something different.
You get the idea that the Andre the Giant Battle Royal is nothing more than like when you were in elementary school and you had a competition. And just so nobody would feel bad, everybody got a reward.
It's like the Thanks for Competing award, like the green ribbon.
Yeah.
The green ribbon. That's what it is.
That's exactly the way it seems like it is. Now, it has been so long since we've done this, I got to ask, are you ready for your tweet?
Yes.
Okay, well then let's get Lurch going here.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
0.
What time is it, kids?
Hey!
Sounds so much better live than it does on TV.
I know, you've had to listen to this over the phone.
All right, so today's tweet of the week is brought to you by WB Creative Humor, one of the Hall of Fame Twitters of SCI. And now, have you heard about the whole Bill DeMott?
I caught wind of that a little bit this morning, but I don't know exactly what it was all about. I hear he's no longer with the WWE.
Yeah, he's no longer with the WWE as head trainer for NXT talent. And the story came out because someone wrote a letter about how he would mentally and physically abuse trainees, use racist comments, use homophobic, homosexual type comments towards guys,
right?
And
homophobic.
Thank you. I lost that word. And so someone wrote a letter, and there were several wrestlers that backed up that letter that was written. And so the WBE investigated. They couldn't see anything, but yet he still stepped down. That told me they found something for him to step down. So this it's kind of lightens the whole subject here. And this tweet goes, Bill DeMott isn't racist or homophobic. He hated and abused everyone he trained equally.
That's true. I never really knew who he was until...
Hugh Morris.
Yeah, I know that now. Yep. But I never really knew who he was until Tough Enough, I think was the name of the reality
Tough
show.
Enough. Yeah, he was one of the trainers on there.
He was one of the trainers, and he's kind of he's a rough guy.
Oh, yeah.
I never took him seriously as Hugh Morris.
Goldberg's first match was against Hugh Morris, believe it or not.
Really?
And they did it on purpose because they knew that Hugh Morris would make him look good.
Well, no, that would stand to reason. That's actually a smart move.
Yeah, very underrated talent. He likes to train guys the old school way.
And that was Goldust.
Who?
No, who'd you say wrestled him because of that?
Hugh Morris.
No, I know.
Oh, Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg.
My mind went straight to Goldust.
What's your mind on?
Goldust.
Goldust.
Oh, well, it's early. We're recording this early on Sunday morning on Pi Day, March 14th. What did I say?
Sunday.
Did I?
Yeah.
You see how I'm affected?
How early it is.
Man.
Doesn't even know what day it is.
No, where am I? No, I see it too, man.
So WrestleMania.
Yes.
It's right around the corner.
Okay, what number of WrestleMania is it?
31.
Hey, I didn't think you'd remember.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? We do a wrestling show.
The tickets range from $35 to $1,000 per ticket. It's going to be in the San Francisco Bay Area at the Levi's Stadium.
Brand new stadium.
They needed to make 2 of those.
Why?
So they'd have a pair of Levi's. Sorry.
How many weeks away is it?
We are 2 weeks and 1 day. It's 15 days away from as of this recording.
Okay.
When you guys hear this, for all I know, it may have already happened.
So the build-up. Let's talk about the low for a minute, then we'll get to the high. For me right now, one of the lows is the main event that we talked about last week, the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. A lot of rumors are going out that Brock Lesnar could be re-signed now. That the waters are cooling off.
Doesn't his contract expire right after WrestleMania?
Right after WrestleMania. And so there's a lot of rumors that he could still be sticking around. So I'm going to present this question to you. Would it make sense for Lesnar to win? Or do you just go the obvious way?
Would it make sense, or is that what they're going to do? Because quite frankly, since Reigns is Vince McMahon's chosen person to usher in this new era,
right?
I think it's no question. I think Reigns will be winning this match. But yeah, realistically, I think as much as it pains me to say it, Brock Lesnar should come out on top.
Okay. All right.
By the way, you remember when you were in elementary school and you were studying and you were studying things like evolution and you saw the evolutionary chart?
Yeah, like the monkey chart. Yeah.
Brock Lesnar was the third man on the left.
He does look like it. Except for all jacked up.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, it's the obvious choice is Reigns. I mean, they built everything from Reigns since not WrestleMania, since
Battle Royal.
Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah.
To be the chosen one, to be the one to take Brock Lesnar out. So it'd be very interesting to see how, if they do sign Lesnar, how they're going to use him in the latter stages as far as after WrestleMania. Do you have him go ahead and face Reigns at Backlash right after WrestleMania and have him lose again, and then you just hold him off until SummerSlam to where he wrestles someone else? It's very interesting how they're going to do things. I actually would like Lesnar to win because I actually would be okay with him holding the belt till next WrestleMania 32, and still being that part-time champion, which I know you hate, but I actually like it.
No, I get that. I can understand why people love it. I really, really can. But if he were to hold on to it that long, wouldn't that be pushing some kind of a record?
No. Backlund had it for years and years, and so is San Martino.
I mean, as far as the
modern era,
as far as the WrestleMania era is concerned, has anybody ever had the title, won the title on one WrestleMania, and then held on to it for 2 or 3 consecutive WrestleManias?
Just one, Punk.
Okay, that's right.
Because he held it for 300-something days, didn't he?
That's right. Yes, he did. He did, as a matter of fact. Yeah, you are correct.
So he's right now, he is the longest reigning champion in our modern era.
Okay.
WrestleMania era. That's a good way of putting it. I think after that, it was Diesel who held it for right about a year.
Okay. Now, back to Reigns for a second. I can understand why they want him because, I mean, as far as the looks go, he has that superstar appearance. He's got that regularly cut, handsome look. So his face would look good on posters.
Right.
So if you go at it from the marketing standpoint, I can understand that. But from his ring performances, his mic work and stuff like that, which I have to admit, in my opinion, I think is really showing some improvement, still needs an awful lot of work to go before it's really up to what you would call up to the muster of everything else. I wonder how much, if any at all, how much back office politics from The Rock may have been present in getting Reigns front and foremost.
Oh man, I'm sure it's there. It has to be there a little bit. The Rock, promoted him pretty high, and he comes from that same family, related to the Rock, related to the Samoans. Man, that's a good call. I just think WBE always loves those clean cut Rock type characters, and Roman Reigns is that.
Yeah.
Gosh.
In spite of all the body ink.
Yeah, but in Roman Reigns, he's improving. I mean, I think his ring work is about there. His mic work isn't close.
I wish they'd give him another move other than the Superman punch, because I've never
spear.
The spear, yeah, okay, he's got the spear down.
Yeah, and that's.
But I mean something that's pretty much exclusively his.
Right.
And right now, all they have is the Superman punch.
Right.
And I think, to tell you the truth, I think when that came up, it was just an accident. I think it was just a fluke, and they stuck with it.
Yeah. So if he was in the main event next year, let's say they let Lesnar win this one,
mm-hmm.
and then Roman Reigns gets built up for a year to go at it again with him at WrestleMania 32 and conquer him. I think that would make better sense, and I think it would give Reigns more accountability and credibility at the same time.
Hey, I mentioned this name a little earlier. I mentioned the name Goldust, and my mind was on that because I was trying to do some research this morning to figure out what happened here. But what the hell happened to the Stardust Goldust? I mean, that just disappeared.
One pay-per-view.
It was there, and then it wasn't, and that was a shame because they were building that really, really good. And I just wonder what the hell happened after that, because they could have really been carrying that along for a while, even leading up to the dream match that I mentioned in WrestleMania. And quite frankly, I thought that was the direction they were heading in.
Me too. But now they have Stardust in a different match.
Yeah, he's in the Andre the Giant. No, he's not in that one.
He's in the Intercontinental Championship, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the the ladder match, Intercontinental. There we go, Championship ladder match.
Yeah, I mean that's bizarre. I don't know what the heck's going on there. I guess something happened. Creative just didn't like it, and they said, you know what, never mind. We're just gonna scratch it. We'll do it some other way.
And it was working. It was going over.
I thought so. I thought it was going to somewhere. But going into, because I'm going into the high part right now.
Okay.
Because since you brought up Stardust and he's a part of the match, the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Really, to me, this is going to be the main event. This is it.
Really?
I think so.
Now, is that only because Daniel Bryan is in it?
No, I'm thinking because of all the participants in it. Daniel Bryan,
mm-hmm.
Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper.
Luke Harper's? Oh, yeah, he is. Okay.
Stardust, I think he'll look good in it. I don't know why they threw R-Truth in there. That's an odd one.
Yes.
But still, that to me, it's going to steal the show.
You forgot Bad News Barrett.
Oh, and Bad News Barrett, the actual Intercontinental champion. My bad. But you have, 5 main event caliber players in there?
Yeah.
And
well, I think you're right. I think it will be a great match.
And this is going to put the Intercontinental Championship belt itself in a whole different stratosphere after this match.
No, I do like the way they've been doing the build up on this with everybody playing keep away from Bryant.
Right.
I mean from Barrett.
Right. Yeah. So it's going to be fun. I mean, you got a lot of energy in there. They're going to do a lot of crazy stuff with that ladder. The most anticipated match on that card, in my opinion. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I heard something on the Bleacher Report, and it makes a lot of sense. If you have someone like Daniel Bryan win the Intercontinental Championship right after last year, he just won the world title, and he probably should have this year too. He wins the IC title, has feuds with Bad News Barrett, Dean Ambrose, and then he starts a Dolph Ziggler feud. Maybe they headline SummerSlam. Maybe they are the main event for SummerSlam for the IC title. Just like they did back in London with Bret Hart and Davey Boy. Because let's face facts, there's not another feud with the world title they could do that would be more popular than Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan. For the first time in a long time, the Intercontinental Championship may actually be holding a little bit more popularity than the main championship. Exactly.
So we'll almost have a role reversal going on here.
Absolutely. So moving on.
Hey, you'll never believe who might be appearing in WrestleMania.
Oh.
He will, if he does appear, he will make you believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bo Dallas.
No.
Bo Dallas may in fact have a chance of being back in the ring and getting some TV time. He's been doing some house shows, but he's been noticeably absent, thank God, from the TV shows. But can you guess how he's going to appear?
I'm guessing the Battle Royal.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He's in that. What we mentioned earlier was the same thing in grade school as the Thanks for Coming award. Because he's going to. Now, what kind of surprises me is some of the people they have in there, I think could have been in much, much bigger matches. Like The Miz, for instance, they could have had a face-off between him and Sandow.
Yep.
Eric Rowan is in that. I can think of some other ways that they could have used him in this WrestleMania.
Yeah, fired.
Well, yeah. Fandango, I wish they had not have redone his character as dramatically as they had. Otherwise, because I think that really cost him a lot of momentum.
Right.
So I think they may have to go back to the drawing.
I don't understand why they don't use NXT talent in this.
Well, they've got 6 more positions, and as a matter of fact, I was reading the Bleacher Report this morning, and NXT may in fact be what fills those positions.
Oh, okay, I'll be okay with that. That to me, that would make it worth watching to me.
But they're pretty much relegating this to a lot of people who are coming back from injuries,
right?
Because there was one wrestler in particular, and I'm trying to think of who that was. The foot injury. Well, that may be Dallas.
Yeah.
Bo Dallas.
Yeah. Sheamus maybe too.
Yeah, Sheamus may come in there. And that would be a logical place for Sheamus because of the fact, they've been giving the video clips of him, teasing his comeback to it, but he's not been included in any kind of storyline.
Right.
So for him to go to the Battle Royal, that would be the logical place for him to be.
It makes sense.
Let's see. Also scheduled to appear in that. Ryback. Another man they could have done some other stuff with.
Yep.
Curtis Axel, Adam Rose, Zack Ryder, Titus O'Neil, Darren Young, Big Show, Kane, Damien Mizdow is in that one, and
the favorite,
which amazes me because they could have just done something really great with the Miz, and Sin Cara. However, that being said, they may be using this as the springboard to start that.
Exactly. This could be a setup for Backlash or something like that.
It may indeed.
I think one thing we got to touch on before this show ends is the big news to me from Monday night, the Bray Wyatt Undertaker feud.
Absolutely.
The acceptance of the challenge laid out by Bray Wyatt. So it's official now. Bray Wyatt versus the Undertaker, WrestleMania 31.
Now, there's one thing I'm really split on this.
Go ahead.
Should the Undertaker win?
No.
You think he should just kind of go off into the sunset?
Yep.
Okay.
I think this is be an opportune time for him to really make Bray Wyatt. Oh boy, that's a tough call.
That would put Undertaker losing 2 WrestleManias.
I just thought about that.
And see, that is wherein lies my struggle as to some of this is going to boil down to Mark's ego.
Yeah,
Undertaker's ego.
He has none. He has none.
Well, if he has none, then he won't mind taking a fall.
And heck, if he had ego, he'd say something about Lesnar.
That's true.
But Taker's business. From everything I've read, everything I've heard, one thing in every shoot interview you've ever heard of every wrestler that brought up Undertaker is business. He's professional. He does what he has to do. And he really does what's best for business, to quote unquote that.
Right.
So, him coming back for this one match, it's exciting. I can't wait to see it actually unfold. Poplar made the comment. He goes, I still don't understand how they got the lightning in the building. And of course I had to come and say, what are you talking about? That was real lightning. I mean, come on. How else could they do it? This was real lightning.
Yeah, they used to do that a lot before they started banning a lot of their pyros.
Yeah, they did. So how did you do that? I mean, you're a magician, an illusionist.
I do not know.
You don't know?
I do not know.
Huh.
I do not know whether you actually saw that live or maybe that might have been post-production.
It was live.
Okay. I do not know.
I think it had some kind of string lined up and some kind of electrical current just shot down on it.
Because I would certainly hate to think that they just kind of there's a device that does make lightning bolts, and I can't remember what it's called.
Right.
We used to make them in science class.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know that I would want to rely on that because it was kind of difficult to control the direction that they went.
So with this feud, how do you like the build up? How do you like Undertaker not showing his face until WrestleMania?
Well, I think that was the best way to do it.
Okay.
I think that was the absolute best way to do it.
So you're letting Bray Wyatt carry this whole thing.
Well, it's not just so much of letting Bray Wyatt carry it. It's the idea of leave the audience wanting more.
Right.
Had he showed up, I don't think it would have been a bad thing. But I think from a drama standpoint, I think it was best that they handled it the way that they did without him making an actual appearance, making people think he might be there, and then all of a sudden he's not. Is it a temporary disappointment? Sure it is. But when I'm looking at it from the overall drama point of it, I think it actually makes sense that they did it the way they did.
Right.
And how often do I agree with WWE creative?
Oh gosh, it's a first. Write it down.
It's one of the rare moments. But yeah, I think that was the way to go. And it very well could have been just a matter of necessity. Taker couldn't make it because he was involved in something else and just couldn't be there. But either way, it still worked out for the best, I think.
All right, moving on. John Cena, Rusev.
Well, I tell you, I'm really kind of split on this because on one hand, I want to pull for Cena because I want to see this madness come to an end. But on the other hand, I'm a fan of Rusev because I think he's a great wrestler. I think he got a good gimmick going with him, and it certainly goes over.
He's a great antagonist.
But yes, he is very much so. But if he loses this match, you might as well go ahead and book him into the under the Giant Battle Royal for next year.
Well,
I mean, it'll take all the wind out of his sails completely if he does lose.
Well, we said the same thing about Bray Wyatt last year. Because remember last year he faced John Cena, and we said there's no way that John Cena can win. That would destroy Bray Wyatt's credibility, and it did. Cena won, and we didn't hear from Bray Wyatt until just a couple months ago. Now you got this Undertaker feud.
Yeah, they didn't know how to build him back up.
They had no idea how to build him back up. So yeah, in my opinion, I think this is Rusev's to win. But once again, they could very easily, just like last year, take the rug underneath your feet there and make Cena win and crush any credibility that Rusev has.
Now, one possibility of this is where what is that blonde bimbo who comes down to the ring with, what's her name?
Lana.
Lana, yeah. They may handle the storyline this way. Lana distracts the referee while John Cena has Rusev in a submission hold. Rusev actually does tap out. But when Cena looks around and notices the referee's being distracted at ringside, he lets go and goes over and talks to the referee. And Rusev sneaks up on him and wins the match that way. Okay,
so it kind of like a cheat win.
Yeah, it would be a cheat win, even though we actually would see Rusev tap out in the actual match.
Right.
That way, I think that's really the only possible outcome for this.
I like that.
I think that's the only way they can possibly do it and still keep their momentum.
All right, Hall of Fame.
Okay, I've kind of lost track as to who's going to be in that.
Okay.
Oh, except there is one person that I think it is totally awesome they're putting in the Hall of Fame, and I remember this one. That little boy named Connor.
Huh?
You remember here a while back?
Oh,
they granted a wish to the little boy named Connor who was he was suffering from I think it was some form of cancer.
Right.
And they made this absolutely heart-wrenching video of the way the wrestlers treated him. They even took him into the ring and had him punch out Triple H, and Triple H took a fall with him. And Connor passed away not too long ago. They are inducting him into WWE Hall of Fame. I think it's one of the classiest things I've ever seen.
That is awesome. That is awesome that they're doing that. Connor the Crusher.
Yeah.
That's absolutely incredible that they are doing that. Let's see here. The big headline. Besides that, you got me confused because for a lot of people don't know, I have a younger son named Connor.
Yeah, so I know that really kind of touches its home for
so
you.
So that Connor, huh? So Hall of Fame class. Of course, the headline, Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's right.
Which we've talked about before. Well deserving of it.
That's from the It's About Damn Time category.
Right. And it looks like, I think we mentioned that Hulk Hogan is going to be the one inducting him into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I'm not okay with that. I think that Lenny Poffo should be the one actually doing it.
Okay.
But
I can see
his
that.
brother. So we'll see how that actually turns out. On the celebrity wing, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Rikishi. Now, this was an odd one. I mean, he's never held a world title. He was only around for 5-6 years.
Well, I know why they're putting him in.
Because of the Usos.
Kind of.
Why?
I think it's a backhanded way to promote Reigns.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. So, yeah, that makes sense. One of my favorite tag teams of all time, the Bushwhackers.
Oh, yes, I love them.
Man, I remember in T-ball when I was like 5-6 years old, me and a little buddy of mine, we would go out on the T-ball field doing the Bushwhackers arms. And we both had shaved heads, and we'd lick each other's heads.
God.
You know, the things we do, at 5 or 6 years old, man.
Getting head on the ball field.
Yeah. One really surprising one, Alonda Blaze. The female wrestler, also known as Medusa.
She's party.
She was the one that dumped the WWE women's title on WCW Live TV back in the Monday Night War.
Yeah,
so
it is
very surprised about that one. But time heals all wounds. So she's well deserving of it. She is definitely the woman wrestler of the 90s. So she's very well deserving of that.
Well, I think too, one of the greatest things about them buying out the WCW is the fact that it opens the door for more people to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, so they don't have to wonder about, oh God, who are we going to induct this year?
Right.
At least they have some people to choose from, and she's as deserving as anybody.
So a couple of other rumors that I've heard: Diesel could be expected to be inducted, and some kind of faction of some sort, whether it be NWO, something like that, Evolution possibly. Some kind of faction would really make sense to go into the Hall of Fame with them. So, but Diesel would be well deserving of it, just kind of like they did like Razor Ramon last year. Diesel was actually a WB champion, so yeah, I would definitely think he is well deserving, more than Rikishi is.
Okay. One other little bit of trivia.
Okay.
I would like to hit on this. As far as a storyline is concerned, the first person to ever not cash in a Money in the Bank contract may in fact be Seth Rollins, as time is beginning to run short on that.
Time's a ticking.
So this may be the first time in WWE history they've allowed that to happen. In fact, Seth is only one of 3 men who's held the Money in the Bank contract for over 250 days. Can you name the other 2?
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler's one.
And The Miz?
No.
Who?
Give you another shot.
Oh, man. RVD.
Nope. I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
Children under 17 would have needed to have been accompanied by a parent to see him.
Children under 17? I don't know.
The rated R superstar, Edge.
That was a clever little hint there, I must say. Yeah, it's very surprising that they haven't had him cash in so early. Could he cash it in WrestleMania 31?
He could.
Especially if Lesnar does not re-sign. If Lesnar doesn't re-sign, then it would make a lot of sense for Reigns to win. Brock Lesnar beat the holy crap out of Reigns afterwards. And then Rollins comes in, catches. He's the champion at WrestleMania 31, setting up that feud with Rollins and Reigns for Backlash.
Okay. Well, we got some possible storylines cooking. We'll know, at least as far from this particular recording, 15 days from today, exactly how this is going to play out. Tickets, from what I understand, are unbelievably still available.
Wow.
Aren't they usually sold out by now?
Oh, yeah.
No, not so this year.
Wow,
WWE Network needs to get on the ball on that one.
Well, why pay $35? We could pay $10.
That's
or pay
true.
$9.99.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder who said that before. Okay. Well, that wraps it up for the first time. Nice to have you back in the studio again, buddy. And be sure to join us next week for another edition of this show that Chip and I both lovingly call SCI.